Welcome back, everyone. I'm Veda Prestior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game, Dream Eaters, and we're going to be doing Where the God Dwells and finish things up with Team A here. So, let's go take a look. Alright, let's see. If the investigators travel to the Cold Waste, skip to Intro 2. Yeah. The white ship sails effortlessly through the aether. Along the way, it passes under archways of woven shadow over cerulean seas that glimmer in the moonlight, and through vast swaths of dense mist. Eventually, you reach a continent far to the north, where even your intrepid captain had never ventured. Colossal creatures dwell in the deep, dark ocean, a terrible danger to any ship that dares the dreadful seas. The captain moors the flying ship over a desolate landscape of ice and snow. Several moonbeams emerge from the ship's white hull, forming a gangway to the tundra below. In the distance, through a haze of snowflakes, you can barely make out the shape of the dome building. Welcome to the accursed plateau of Ling, the elderly captain says, with a hint of regret in his voice. You'll find no joy or peace here, only death. Please, I must implore you once more to forsake this quest and return to fairer lands. Are you sure this is where you like to disembark? You nod, the captain sighs in reply. I see. The white ship shall sail no more to this forsaken place, for it shakes me to my core. You're on your own from here. I bid you farewell and good luck, fellow traveler. You cross over the bright, vivid moonbeams down onto the blank expanse below. You will find and scale the peaks of unknown Kadath, or you will die trying. Well, that's great. All right. Not much to say here, but there's going to be more since there's this obvious stop here. We're just going to start in Plateau of Ling, and that's it. Alright, 27 card encounter deck, and then we have the Eye of Chaos. I see you there playing with fate like it is all some sort of game. Did you really think you could escape my grasp? What makes you think you are the one in control? 7 doomed to advance. Hey, finally something above like 4 or 5. Journey through the cold waste. You have come to the land of Ling, a barren, icy wasteland where you believe the peak of unknown Kadath resides. All the while, a presence taunts you, gnawing at your insides. It is a worthless, derisive voice that you cannot hear, but feel within the confines of your mind. Four clues to advance. Oh, and as for the bag, it's been... yes, it has been reset. 3 skulls and a tablet. Alright, so speaking of tokens, skulls are minus X. X is the number of the current act, so currently it's actually minus 1. Cultists reveal another token. If you fail, you place 1 doom on the current agenda. Tablets are minus 4, and if you fail, choose and reveal a copy of Narlotep in your hand. It attacks you and is shuffled into the encounter deck. And then if we happen to have the Black Cat with us, Elder Thing would be 0, and the Black Cat reminds you that it's all a dream. Alright, and we start over at Plateau of Ling, the icy desert Plateau of Ling, which no healthy folk visit, and whose evil fires are seen at night from afar. Alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and put a break here and BRB. Okay, it's actually been a few days since I cut off the recording. Full disclosure, I did go through this scenario and failed at the end. So if you wanted to just keep that on track, I failed at the end. The reason why I'm going to go ahead and take a mulligan and try this again is mainly because of how I failed. There was an action that became available to me that I completely forgot about. And without doing that action, it pretty much was just the footage was just watching me waste time and gradually just doom out and lose. So I want to try this again and see how it plays out if I actually try to, play the mechanics. But yeah, if you are wondering if I succeeded on my blind playthrough, I did not. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right into this and do some mulligans. I also had a not great start with Mandy here, unfortunately. Let's see how she does this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Pathfinder right off the bat is fantastic. Burning the Midnight Oil I can live with. I'm going to go ahead and not have the quick thinking. I do kind of want the shortcut. So it's still not a great start. In fact, you know what? We're going to not take the shortcut. because we need... Okay, still not great, but at least we have a Dream Diary. That's better than what I usually get. So yeah, I've been whiffing on allies, which is kind of weird. I have like, I think I have 9, it's either 9 or 11 allies in this deck, and I've been whiffing on it, unfortunately. Anyway, over here with Rita, let's go ahead and deal to orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a weakness. Alright, a Derringer long shot. We don't want the long shot right now. I don't want the cheap shot either. And to be honest, I don't want the lucky right now either. Okay, Pete Sylvester and a baseball bat and a Derringer. I can live with all that. Alright. I'm all for that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck just so that's randomized. I also had super bad luck with the encounter deck, as always, where I just drew nothing but Ancient Evils. So we'll see how this goes, if any better. So, Plateau of Lang. When an enemy attempts to spawn at an empty location and there are no empty locations in play, spawn that enemy here instead. 3 Shroud, 2 Clues. Alright, let's begin. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with Mandy here. I'm going to spend 3 to get out Pathfinder. I'm going to spend 2 to get out Dream Diary. And then I'm going to do a Burning the Midnight Oil for 5 to 3 here. And I'll gain 2 resources for that. Alright, and we pass, we get 1 clue. Alright, over here with Rita, we're going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Pete Sylvester, which is going to give us +1/+1. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out a... I'm going to go for baseball bat for now. Do I want to start with baseball bat? Yeah, I think I do. I'll start with baseball bat. And for my last action, I'm just going to go ahead and... I'm going to gain a resource. You know what? I'm going to draw a card. Okay, didn't get punished. Like I said, it's very risky. It's actually not too bad. We do have Pete Sylvester, but I'm always concerned about getting hoods or, you know, overzealous. So, no enemies. Go to upkeep. So, first upkeep. Okay, Tooth of Etsley. Oh yeah, so just to say what happened on my previous attempt, I got Tooth of Etsley out early, and I never passed a treachery card. No matter what I did, I never passed it. I always drew like the auto fail or something. Alright, over here. My second Derringer. Okay, so weapon-wise, we're okay. I'm just hoping I don't break the bat too early. Doom 1 out of 7. Somnophobia. Okie dokie. Test 5. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror to a maximum of 3 horror. Alright. Can this be used on other people? Good. Alright. So we're 3 to 5 right now. I am going to go ahead and commit a Disc of Itzama, so it'll be 5 to 5. -1, so I'll take 1 horror. Alright, over here. Alright, got ourselves a Liar with no face, Monster Cultist Servitor, 3 fight, 3 evade, 4 health, prey as most cards in hand has Hunter, and when he attacks you, if a Whispering Chaos is in your hand, reveal it and he'll do +2 damage. Otherwise, he's just going to do 2 horror. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and go straight to investigation phase. Let's start with... I will go ahead and activate Bewitching. I do want to grab the Dirty Fighting right now. Okay, so we got Dirty Fighting out. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm trying to think here how I want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and evade him first. So 6 to 3. Skulls are minus current act, which is currently 1. So we do pass. He's going to be evaded. I will do 1 damage to him with our ability. Then I'm going to go ahead and play Easy Mark, gain 2 resources, draw a card. And then for my last action, I'm going to spend 3 resources to get out Dirty Fighting. Okay, so now we got that up and running. Over here with Mandy, she's going to get her Essence of Dream. Also, I haven't really been paying attention whether or not I want to do the other nonsense, but that's okay. I'm talking about Honed Instinct. I am going to go ahead and spend the 3 to get out Tooth of Etzli. I am going to go ahead and investigate this location. We are currently 5 to 3. That's -1. We do pass. We get the clue. I'm going to go ahead and Pathfind move down to here. Cold Waste. Then came a wide gap in the range where the hideous reaches of Transmontane Ling were joined to the Cold Waste on this side by a low pass through which the stars shone wanly. After you reveal any of those bad symbols while investigating, you must either take 1 damage or lose 1 action. 2 Shroud, 2 clues. Okay. I am going to go ahead and investigate this location. 5 to 2. Okay, we pass, we get a clue. One thing to note about the Monastery of Ling is the door to the Monastery of Ling is sealed shut. You cannot enter the Monastery of Ling. When you finally reach the domed temple in the snow, you are distraught to find its doors sealed shut, with no lock to speak of. Perhaps there's another way inside. And then down here with the onyx gates, we have where they dwelt. There must the cold waste lie close, and within it, unknown Kadath and its onyx castle for the great ones. All right. That is everybody, so we'll go ahead and go straight into enemy phase. The enemy is exhausted. We'll go ahead and go to upkeep. He's going to re-engage. Well, I'll do my upkeep first and then use Bewitching again. So with Bewitching, I am going to go ahead and grab this Ace in the Hole, putting us at 7 cards. All right, got our first segment of Onyx. Good. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to Mythos. We're 2 of 7. Whew, that's a choice. Do we want to foot bad this? Let's foot bad it. So currently foot bad. Let's get a token out to kind of crack that, because it might matter. Foot bad. All right. And then for you, Mysterious Chanting, 2 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. This is a cultist. Wonderful timing. All right. Let's start with Rita. So Rita, I am going to go ahead and... So right now I only have 4 evade against 3. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just swing the baseball bat, and I'm going to commit a stunning blow. So that's going to bring us to 6 to 3. All right, we succeed. And now I can do my special ability as much as I want this round. So it's going to do 2 damage, and then I'm going to auto-evade, and I'll use my ability to kill it. So that is perfect. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and move down. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and move down. So I'll move down 1 space, and then for my last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Okay, for Mandy, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and fast out my segment of Onyx. And then I'm going to go ahead and investigate this location, 5 to 2. All right, succeed. We'll go ahead and advance the agenda. Or sorry, the act, rather. There we go. Alright, the monastery. Traversing the waste of Ling is no easy task. The cold bites at your skin, and the bitter winds lash against your face. Even if you encounter no nameless monsters, the land itself may still yet claim your life. You try desperately to stay warm, but there is no refuge in the icy desolation. Exhausted, you collapse into a nearby snowdrift. To your surprise, you feel hard stone thrust into your ribcage. The pain shocks you out of your innervation. You brush aside the snow to examine what it hides. Eventually, you uncover a curious stone idol in the shape of a horned creature which glows and vibrates with faint energy. In the distance, you hear a stone slab shifting in the snow. Reveal Monastery of Ling. 3 shroud, 4 clues. As a lightning bolt, investigators at Monastery of Ling may spend 2 clues as a group. Remember, the investigators maneuver the priest closer. A great domed space whose walls were carved in shocking bas-reliefs, whose center held a gaping circular pit surrounded by 6 malignly stained stone altars in a ring. All right, and then we also need to take the high priest not to be described and spawn him in the Monastery of Ling. All right, so here's the high priest not to be described. Monster cultist elite, avatar elite, 5 fight, 3 evade, 6 health. Alert, massive retaliate. This enemy cannot make attacks opportunity. If this enemy is exhausted, spend 2 clues. Remember that you stun the priest until the end of the scenario. This enemy gets -3 fight. So one thing to note here is enemies do get exhausted after attacking, so you can try to take advantage of that. You shudder to think just what this abhorrent priest might be beneath its robes. Victory 2 hits for 1 and 1. He does not make attacks opportunity. Alright, as for the next act, we're now at Act 2, which means skulls are -2. The thing in the robes. Inside the dome structure is a raised dais. Upon it sits a lumpish figure robed in yellow silk, a mask covering its face. My master has plans for you, it drawls. Now step forward and receive my gift. You shake your head. You have seen this sort of disguise before. You know what sort of creature this priest truly is. As an action, if an investigator has maneuvered the priest closer and an investigator stunned the priest, you can defeat the high priest, not to be described. Do note that this does still provoke an attack opportunity. From other enemies, rather. Objective, if the high priest not to be described is defeated, you advance. So you got to either do the 2 different clue effects or just kill him. Alright, so with that in mind, I am going to go ahead and Pathfind move over to here. I'm going to go ahead and investigate 5 to 3. Yeah, 5 to 3 right now, because right now foot's bad. 5 to 3. Alright, succeed. We get a clue here. And then I'm going to use my last action just to move back. Alright. That is everybody. This guy does not have Hunter, so he's not going to do anything. Go to Upkeep. Perception, upgraded form. And Chair's Keepsake, even better. Alright. Mythos, 3 of 7. Any empty location. So unfortunately, we do need to deal with this guy eventually. He is going to get a Doom at the end of this. We'll put him down here for now. And then over here. Alright. Cannot play cards or commit cards to skill tests with an odd number of words in the title. Alright. Alright, so currently we're at, what, 4 out of 7 now? Yeah, we are. Okay. And currently, foot bad is no longer a problem. Okay. What do we want to do? While you are engaged with an enemy. So I believe that does count massive. $15. Let's see. Masakiord, a ready enemy with the map is considered to be engaged with it. Yeah, so I will get the bonus if I do that. Alright. Yes, so I could go 7-3 against this thing to evade him. And then he becomes a lot easier to deal with. And then I could have Rita try to focus on beating the tar out of him, which is also an option. Yeah, we got some things we need to do. Alright. I'm just trying to think how I want to do it. Alright, let's start with Mandy first. So we'll Pathfind move. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to evade using Essence of Dream. So we're 7-3. Alright, I do pass. So he is evaded. I passed by a ton. It was, what, 7-3? And so I beat it by 3 or more. So I will spend a resource to get out Honed Instinct and get my action back. I'm then going to go ahead and investigate and commit a perception, which is going to make it 8-3. I do pass. So that was 7-3, so I passed by 4, so I do get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. 13th Vision. Okay. I do get a clue. He is also currently exhausted, so I am going to go ahead and use the Lightning Bolt to put him as stunned. Okay, he is currently stunned. And then I'm going to go ahead and... So unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough actions to do everything. So I'm going to go ahead and just spend these last 2 actions to get rid of 13th Vision. And I'll just stay here. Meanwhile, Rita's going to move down here. Get engaged by you. Actually, before I do that, I'm assuming 18 Derringer, anything that has spaces between, is any text separated by spaces. Okay. So, you know what? Let's not engage yet. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and do, this is 4. Yeah, even cards, right? Yeah, even number of words. I'm gonna go ahead and do Ace in a Hole now. Fast, I now have 3 additional actions. Then I'm going to go ahead and discard my Chair's Keepsake to get rid of this card. Then I'm going to move down here, get engaged by you, use Bewitching to get the easy mark, and then I'm going to evade him 6-2. Yeah, 6-2. That does pass, so I'll use my ability to do 1 damage while I evade him. Then I'm going to go ahead and do Dirty Fighting and use a free fight action. This will put me at 5-4. Unfortunately, that is a fail. I don't have any copies of Nyarlathotep in my hand, so it's not going to do anything else. All right. Actually, let's see. That was -4. -4. I was at 5. It'll bring me down to 1. I'll just use Lucky. That will kill him. So that brought me back to 4-4, which does pass. Kills it. And I draw a card. Then I'm going to go ahead and play Easy Mark to get 2 resources and draw a card. Then I'm going to spend 3 resources to get out Trenchcoat. And then I'm going to spend an action to move back. Oh, also I didn't flip this over. Alright, Onyx Gate. 1 shroud, 12 clues. Onyx Gate gets plus 2 shrouds, so it has 3 shroud. Forced after Onyx Gate is revealed, check the campaign log, remove 1 clue from the Onyx Gates for each tally mark recorded next to evidence of Kadath. We have 12, so we do get to remove all the clues here. So that's been cleared out. Okay. And then as you approach the gates, you notice an inscription in the onyx stone: do not seek the lands beyond, for they do not exist. These gates shall never open, for there is nothing beyond. And then over here we have the Onyx Castle. The way to the Onyx Castle is hidden. You cannot enter the Onyx Castle. No man had ever found Kadath in the past, and it might be just as well if none had ever found it in the future. Such rumors as were told about that Onyx Castle of the Great Ones were not by any means reassuring. And yeah, last action, I will just move up to Cold Waste here. Okay. So that is it. Ace in the Hole is now spent. Alright. So, enemy phase, he is exhausted, so he's not going to hit anyone. Goes to... Yeah, and this stays active, so now he only has 2 fight, which is kind of helpful. Alright, upkeep. Another surprising find, alright. And there's Hoods. Okay. Mythos, we're 4 of 7. Deeper Slumber, okay. Do I want to... Whew. This will stay effect for the remainder of the round. I will pick Willpower Bad. So there you go. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and start with Mandy first. This guy does not make a tax opportunity. We'll go ahead and get our Essence of Dream in hand, and we'll start investigating. So 5 to 3. That is -2. We do pass. 5 to 3. We pass. We get both clues. I'm going to go ahead and spend said clues to remember that we've maneuvered the priest closer. And then last action, we will trigger we've done this, defeat the high priest not to be described. So he's now been defeated. And since he's now been defeated, we do advance. A Foul Fate. If you defeated the High Priest not to be described using the ability on Act 2A, read the following. Despite your fear, or perhaps as a result, you discover a means to escape the creature's grasp. With the creature distracted, you shove with all your might, and it topples into the gaping well in the center room, letting out a hideous screech in its wake. And then for the last part, you have to read it. With the monster dispatched, you can explore its monastery in relative peace. Along the ruined walls of the stone building, tapestries depict the history of this land, a history of blood and suffering that you have no desire to remember when this is all said and done. Great snow-capped peaks loom over each of these scenes. In just one of them, a castle is woven in black thread. Okay. And then here, beyond dreams, you believe that Kadath is the highest peak far to the north, but in order to open the gates leading to that Forsaken Land, you must prove that it exists. If each investigator is at the Onyx Gates and no clues are on it, you advance. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to reach the gate this round, so I'll Pathfind move to here, and that's it for Mandy. Meanwhile, over here, we got the Hoods to deal with. So... I'm going to go ahead and take a swing with my bat and use Stunning Blow. So that's going to put us at 6 to 3. I'm just thinking here. Yeah, 6 to 3. That's -4, which is unfortunately a failure. I do fail, but it doesn't break the bat. I will go ahead and do live and learn. So I'll swing the bat again. Now I'm 7 to 3. I succeed. I do 2 damage. I will swing the bat one more time. We'll go 5 to 3. That kills it. All right. And my last action, I will move down to the Onyx Gate. So unfortunately, we have to have both Investigator. So that'll be it for that. Goes to enemy phase. No enemies are active. We'll go to Upkeep. Oh, great. Occult Evidence. Hey, track shoes. All right. Mythos, we're 5 of 7. Liar with no. All right. We get encountered with you. And Abandoned by the Gods. Peril. Test Will 3. For each point you fail by, you must choose a different number between 0 and 4. Each player must discard each event and asset from their hand with a printed resource cost equal to any of these chosen numbers. All right. So currently we are 4 to 3. And that is it. 4 to 3. -2 puts us at 2 to 3, so we do fail by 1. I'm going to pick 4 as the number. The between is inclusive. So, yeah, I picked 4. So I don't have any assets or anything, I think. Yeah, from their hand. And you have only 1 card that's an event that's 0 cost. Okay, so nothing bad happens. All right. So yeah, the peril part is you can't ask the other people about what you have in your hand. Okay. So that is everything. We go ahead and go to investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and do a pathfind move because that won't provoke an attack down to here and then immediately advance. Each investigator loses all their clues, which I don't have any. Where the Gods Dwell, read Scenario Interlude, Grand Design in the Campaign Guide, then advance to Act 4A, Truth and Lies. Alright, Grand Design 1. Higher and higher you scale the mountains far to the north. Pale light shines from atop a great black peak, piercing the vibrant firmament, and you know that you approach the end of your quest. You spend untold hours ascending the snow-covered slopes until finally you reach the forbidden steps leading to the castle's great hall. The castle stands astride a precipice that overlooks the entire continent and the ocean beyond. It is a majestic sight. Above, countless tenebrous towers loom, swathed in a vortex of snow and hail. You break a trail through the crusted snow before the castle, and it soon gives way to smooth, polished onyx. The biting wind quiets to a whistle. You are bathed in a prodigious darkness that fills the vast space. Soon there is nothing but the echoing of your footsteps on the onyx floor and the quiet lonely stillness of the great hall. Though you have crossed no doorway, you realize now where you stand, inside the halls of the great ones. You expected to be met by guards, servants of the gods, or perhaps even those powerful beings themselves. But you are met only by loneliness and foreboding, as chilling as the piercing winds outside. You continue forward until at last you reach the end of the hall. Here, flanked by smooth onyx pillars, you find nothing. There are no gods here. This place is long abandoned. Virgil's agape. I don't understand. Reveal the Onyx Castle and place each investigator in the Great Hall on its revealed side. Notice that this route is now one way. All right. We'll do it like this. There we go. We'll do it like that. Okay. Remove each location other than the Great Hall from the game. Oh, I actually missed that part. So these get removed. That's actually important, because that actually messes with spawning. Alright, remove each other location other than the Great Hall from the game, then check campaign log. If Randolph survived the voyage, proceed to Grand Design 2. Okay. You turn to Randolph for answers. He has been your guide through all of this madness. Surely he will know what is going on. Finally, he says, gazing upon the hall with wide eyes, we have reached the halls of the Great Ones, upon whom it is unlawful for mortals to look. We knew it was forbidden, yet here we are, our quest complete. He turns to Virgil. Was it worth it, sir? Have you found the evidence you seek? Virgil takes a step back. What are you on about, Randolph? Was this not your idea? You're the one who led us on this quest to begin with. Randolph smiles and places a hand on Virgil's shoulder. Yes, I am. But I am not Randolph Carter. He pulls back his other arm, and before he can react, drives a razor-sharp blade of onyx through Virgil Gray's chest. Virgil's corpse slides to the polished floor, eyes forever frozen in tragic shock. The being that was never Randolph Carter turns towards you, its shadow shifting into myriad shapes as it stretches across the ground. Behold, its many voices growl. Your just reward. All right, if you have Randolph Carter, you must remove him. Bye-bye, Randolph Carter. And it just says to remove him. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, though, because I'm pretty sure I have to. So, remove from the game. Next, check campaign log. The Black Cat is not at our side, so we go to Grand Design 5. The crawling chaos splits into 100,000 shadows and vanishes into the cold, dank air. Randomly choose 1 plus 1 per investigator copy, so 3 in this case. So, 3 copies of the set-aside Nyarlathotep enemy without looking at them, and shuffle them into the encounter deck. Remove each other copy of Nyarlathotep from the game. So, 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be shuffled into the deck in a second. Next, shuffle the set-aside Crawling Mist and each set-aside copy of Myriad Forms and Whispering Chaos into the encounter deck. And then I'm just seeing if there's anything that gets removed. Nope. Okay. So, Crawling Mist, Whispering Chaos, Myriad Forms. And then we have the Forsaken Towers, which we're going to pull out in a second. And I believe it says also the discard pile, along with the encounter discard pile. Okay. Okay. And then for the Forsaken Towers, shuffle the set-aside Forsaken Tower locations and choose 4 at random to play. These locations should surround the Great Hall, 1 on each of the cardinal directions, north, east, south, and west. And then for the rest of the scenario, anything that is the location, all the towers will be referenced by their cardinal direction. So the north one will be known as Northern Tower, etc. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the rest of these get put away. There's nothing left in the bag now, so I'll just throw it all in there. Okay, and then we continue. All right. Truth and lies, beware, for I am the one who has trapped you here, and you shall never leave. Your dreams are forever mine. Action, spin 1 clue. Look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Draw each of those cards with the hidden keyword and discard the rest. Any objective, find and expose Nyarlathotep's true form by adding copies of Nyarlathotep to the victory display. If all of them are in the victory display, advance. So this is what I forgot about. I forgot about this action because this is how you can get, because Nyarlathotep is in the encounter deck right now. And unless you get incredibly lucky with your encounter draws, you're not going to find them unless you actually use this ability. And I was literally just sitting on clues. I had tons of clues by the end, and I completely forgot about this thing. So with all that, it is still currently Mandy's turn. So I'm going to go ahead and try to evade this thing. Yeah, I believe willpower is still currently bad. All right, willpower bad. I'm going to go ahead and use Essence of Dream to evade. So I am engaged right now, so it's going to be 7 to 3. Okay, he is now evaded. Does not trigger the dirty fighting, unfortunately. Then I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm going to go check out North Tower. Forsaken Tower. Vast walls shot up, and there was a glimpse of a great gate through which voyagers were swept. All was night in the Titan courtyard, and then came the deeper blackness of inmost things, as a huge arch portal engulfed the column. All right, before I reveal this, the Great Hall, 3 shroud, 0 clues. As an action, you can choose another investigator at your location. Add a hidden card in your hand to that investigator's hand. Save for that one tower room, the Onyx Castle atop Kadath was dark and the masters were not there. Okay, so up here we have Forsaken Tower of the Queen of Night. 3 shroud, 2 clues. You cannot use the action ability here unless a card lets you says you can do so. But if you can, it's an evade. Choose and reveal a copy of Nyarlathotep from your hand and attempt to evade it as if it was at your location. If you succeed, add it to the victory display. If you fail, it attacks you and is shuffled back into the encounter deck. Okay. I am going to go ahead and investigate this location. We are currently 5 to 3 here. Skulls are -4 now. Just want to point that out. So we have like about 7 tokens that'll make us fail here. I'm just going to go 5 to 3, and we'll just pray. All right, we pass by 0 here, so we get 1 clue. All right, so we can start using our ability to start sifting through the deck there. In the meantime, let's beat this guy with a bat. I'm going to go ahead and swing my bat at this thing. I'm currently 7 because he's exhausted, so I do get +2 to this. I am 7 to 3. All right, 2 damage, 7 to 3, 2 damage. He's dead. All right, and then for my last action, I'm going to go ahead and spin 3 to go ahead and get out my Trek Shoes. That gets me up to 7 evasion. Okay, no enemies on the board. Goes to upkeep. Teeth of Etsley. Upkeep. Live and learn. All right. Mythos, 6 of 7. Foot bad. Okay, so the revelation here states that if I talk about this card at all, you're immediately driven insane. In other words, you're dead. You're gone. For the purposes of this Let's Play, I am going to go ahead and read about this card, but essentially, this is just to prevent you from talking to the other players that you have Nyarlathotep in your hand. So, Nyarlathotep, Stalker Among the Stars, Ancient One, Elite, 3 fight, 3 evade, 7 health, Peril, Hidden, Massive. You add him to your hand. If you speak about him, you will be driven insane while he's unrevealed. Victory 2, and he hits for 1 and 1. Okay. So now these tablets here will actually be kind of nasty, so be careful about that. Unfortunately, we still don't have the card that we need to actually make things work with that, but that's okay. We'll make something happen here. I'm going to go ahead and take an action. I'm going to start with Mandy first. Get your Essence of Dream. I will go ahead and commit said Essence of Dream to investigate 7 to 3. That's -4. I do pass. Just barely. I'm then going to go ahead and spend a clue and look at the top 3 cards, draw each of those cards with a hidden card, and discard the rest. All right, these get discarded. You get added to my hand. I am going to go ahead and spend another clue. Okay, these all get discarded. And that is, I'm going to go ahead and spend my last action doing a Pathfind move. Down to here. Okay. And then for Rita's turn, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 actions to discard the Deeper Slumber, because it's in the same location now. And then I am going to go ahead and spend an action to draw a card. Okay. No enemies. Yeah, these guys I don't believe attack until it tells you specifically that they do so. Alright. So we got Upkeep. And Footbaths no longer apply. And Resourceful. Okay. Mythos, it's going to advance. The Mire of Dreams. Do not try to run now, you are mine. You will never, ever, you'll never, ever wake up. If it is Act 4, read the following. Place clues on each of the Forsaken Tower locations until it has clues equal to its clue value. So we add clues to the top tower, because that's the only one we took clues out of. Reveal each copy of Nyarlathotep in each investigator's hand. Each investigator who did not reveal a copy of Nyarlathotep must take either 1 damage or 1 horror. For each copy of Nyarlathotep revealed by an investigator, that investigator must choose. He immediately attacks that investigator and is shuffled into the encounter deck, or he attacks the investigator 3 times and is returned to that investigator's hand. So, yeah. It's going to get very ugly very fast. So this guy hits for both, which is the problem. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take 3 attacks. So I'll take a damage here, take 2 horror here, take a horror here, and take a damage here. Or, sorry, 2 damage there. And then that will go back into my hand at the very least. And then for this one, I'm just going to take 1 horror and gets shuffled into the encounter deck. And I'm just checking here. Each investigator who did not reveal a copy of Nyarlathotep, blah, 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 blah. Shuffle and encounter deck. Okay, so it doesn't actually take anything from the discard. Got it. Shuffled. Alright, and then draw. Abandoned by the Gods. Okay, I am currently 4-3 because I have Tooth of Etzli. I'm going to go ahead and commit my other Tooth of Etzli. I'm trying to think here. Do I have any practice cards that would help? Technically, yes. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to spend a resource. I'm going to go ahead and do Practice Makes Perfect. I'm going to use my ability. I'm going to search top 12. Okay. We do have a practice card that does apply, so we will put 3 aces out. I will go ahead and whip out this Astounding Revelation to get 2 resources. And yeah, that's it. Shuffle. Okay. Then I am going to go ahead and commit my Cult Evidence and my Tooth of Etzli. So that's going to bring me up to 6-3. Or sorry, 7-3. So I'm 7-3 right now. We do pass by a lot. The 3 aces will be put in my hand. These will get discarded. And I'm going to use Tooth of Etzli to draw a card. Okay. And then over here, Acolyte, any empty location. We'll put him down here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, also I didn't read the extra. So Agenda 2A, The Shape of Chaos. Why do you fight? Why do you flee? I'm your future. I'm your fate. Another mask for my collection. Another corpse for me to wear. 5 doomed to advance. Okay. I am going to go ahead and start with Mandy first. Put the Essence of Dream in our hand. We're going to go ahead and Pathfind move back up to here. And I'll go ahead and also fast out a segment of Onyx. And I'm going to go ahead and investigate 5-2-3. Okay, 5-2-3. That's a fail. So far I've gotten 1 clue. I'm going to go ahead and use that clue now to just search the top 3. Or discard the top 3, rather. anything with hidden. Also, just to verify. One second. Okay, so I did make a mistake. When I got Nyarlathotep that first time, I also should have added this Restless Journey to my hand. That would have actually put me above 5 cards, which means I would have needed to discard something. So I'll just discard a Surprising Find now. And then as a Lightning Bolt, so Restless Journey, Fallacy, Peril Hidden, secretly added to your hand. You cannot commit more than 1 card to a skill test each round. And as a Lightning Bolt, you can discard it and then test Book 3. And if you fail, you place 1 Doom on the current agenda. This can cause it to advance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Lightning Bolt action now. Well, sorry, not now, but when I did that test here with the Abandon of the Gods, because I will at least discard it. And that means I have to do a 5-3 test. Actually, it'll be a 6-3 test, because this is on a Treachery card. So 6-3, I will commit a Surprising Find to it. So it'll be 7-3. Alright, I do pass, thank God I did that. So yeah, even when it's... so I would have actually drawn a card because of from this card, resolving this card. And then that'll be fine. Okay. So yeah, that was my bad. Technically, I should have done this. Actually, I probably would have waited, just in case I advanced the agenda. So there you go. So that's resolved. Now back to this. This is going to get put in our hand now. And these will get discarded. Sorry about that. All right. Cannot commit more than 1 card to skill test each round, and then you can discard it to do a Fist 3 test. If you fail, place 1 Doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. So we have that now in our hand. And that is all my actions for this round. All right. Sorry for all that confusion and nonsense. Let's go ahead and go with Rita next. Rita is going to move down and say hi to this guy. This tower is 4 Shroud, 2 Clues, and you can do a will test against their Nyarlathotep's printed health, and if you pass, you throw them in the victory display. For second tower of Primeval Light. Alright, so with all that, let's go ahead and evade this Acolyte. 7 or 8 to 2. Is there anything I want it from this? Yes, I will go ahead and commit a Resourceful for this. Alright, I do pass. I want to use my ability to kill it. And I'm going to bring back a Lucky back into my hand. Actually, I'm going to put Cherished Keepsake in my hand. And then for my last action, I am going to place that Cherished Keepsake. Oh, actually, let's see, how many cards do I have in my hand? 7. Okay. You know what? Instead of playing it, I am going to go ahead and move back. So I'm not going to play Cherished Keepsake yet. Okay. No enemies. Upkeep. Cold Evidence. And my last easy mark. Mythos, 1 of 5. Myriad Forms. If you have 1 or more copies in hand, reveal them. If no copies attacked, and if he's in play, he also does things, but he's not going to be in play. It's just going to gain Surge. Okay, found him again. All right, and then over here. Okay, get to say hi to you. All right. Let's go ahead and investigate this location. 5, 2, 3. I am going to get hit for 1 horror. I'm going to go ahead and investigate again. 5, 2, 3. I'm going to get hit for 1 horror. Oh my god. I'm going to commit this Essence of Dream. I go figure. Alright, I get my clue here. I'm going to go ahead and do a Pathfind move Down to here. I'm going to die at this rate because I can't get a freaking ally. All right. A third of my deck is allies right now. So, over here, Liar's No Face. I'll go... Oh, also, I should have healed one horror off of Pete last round. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and evade 7 to 3, or 8 to 3, sorry. I'll use my ability to do 1 damage. And then I'm going to do Dirty Fighting and use the bat. So it's going to be 7 to 3. Alright, so he takes 2 damage. And then I'm going to just punch him normally. Do I want to punch him normally? No, I'll hit him with the bat. Alright, good to go. He's dead. And then my last action, I'm going to play the Chair's Keepsake. Alright. Enemy phase, nothing. Upkeep. That's helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Mythos, we're 2 of 5. We'll go Footbad. Alright, cool. Alright. Let's go ahead and... I'll start with Mandy. I'm going to spend an action and spend a clue. 1, 2, 3. Oh my freaking god. Alright. There are 4 cards we're looking for. And we're down to 15 of cards left in the deck. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and fast out the magnifying glass, which is free now. I could go 4. I'm going to spend an action to give the Restless Journey over to Mandy. Then I'm going to Pathfind move down to here and say hi to this guy. Forsaken Tower, I'm going to investigate. I'll commit the Essence of Dream because else I'll die. So that's 8 to 4. Glad I did. Freaking A. Alright, well, we might lose anyway, but at least we are using the abilities this time. Meanwhile, Rita. I'm going to spend an action, even number resource cost. Let's discard the easy mark. Next. I'm going to go ahead and do the Restless Journey. So we're currently 3 to 3. I'm going to go ahead and commit a baseball bat to make it 4 to 3. We pass. Alright. And then I still have actions remaining. I want to draw a card. Also, Pete should have healed last round. And then I'm just going to gain... yeah, I'm just going to gain a resource. Alright. Enemies upkeep. Okay, Perception. Sparrow Mask. Mythos, we're 3 of 5. Thank God. Alright, Whispering Chaos East. So this is what we need. This is what lets us, while this card is in your hand, you may activate the ability on the Eastern Tower. If you reveal this card, you can activate it if you reveal this card in your hand. If you resolve it successfully, discard the card, otherwise it gets shuffled back into the encounter deck. Okay. And then for you, Mysterious Chanting. We have to spawn a cultist. I'm going to spawn an acolyte. Alright. North, south, east. Let's go. Well, I technically don't know that it's in the hand. But we will go ahead and just... I'll just go to west while I'm at it. Alright. And then that is it for you. Gets discarded. Alright. So, Mandy. I need to go to East Tower, but I'm going to start with Rita first. So it's going to advance next round unless I deal with the Acolyte now. So, yep, I'm going to go ahead and move with Rita. This one's a fight, as if it were in your hand. Get engaged by you. I'll go ahead and evade you. 8 to 2. Good to go. I'll use my ability to kill it. And then move back. Actually, I will not move back. I'll spend 1 to get out Sparrow Mask. Okay. Mandy. I'm going to go ahead and Pathfind move. And then move to East Tower. Okay. So, of life. Oh, yeah, sorry. This one was of Eternal Flame. This one's of Life and Death. You cannot use this ability, blah, blah, blah. 2 Shroud to 2 Clues. Choose and reveal a copy, and you can fight. You'll fight it as if you're using your willpower. And if you succeed, you add that copy of Nyarlathotep to the victory display. Okay. Oh yeah, Essence of Dream should go in my hand. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do Whispering Chaos. Because this is East Tower. And then there's Nyarlathotep. So I have 3 willpower, 5 willpower, 6 willpower, 7 willpower. Bye 3 aces. Succeeded. Yep, discard it. All right, 1 down. So I did and that was an action as well. So I'll get to my action. I'm going to go ahead and investigate this location. Actually, it's not going to advance yet. I'll spend a clue. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I have the other towers. 1 and 2. So I have what? West and south? Yeah, so in other words, I'm pretty much just going to need to put these with Rita Young. All right. Upkeep. Upkeep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Mythos, we're 4 of 5. Oh, there he is. So south is printed health, and he has 5 health. Got it. Can I get 5 health? Up to 5? Yes, but I will not be able to pass otherwise. Okay. And then for you, foot bad. All right. Also, I might have had foot bad for something else. 1 second. Okay, I was just making sure I didn't have foot bad for some of the evade checks, but I think I was okay. Okay, so what we need to do. So the problem is it's going to advance, and there's not much I can do about that. Because unfortunately, it takes an action to swap these cards around. So the question is, we have West Tower, which requires a fight. We have which unfortunately our fight options are kind of limited as far as what can buff us. All right. So, yeah. I mean, the other option is I let this go back into my hand. Because I can hand the Nyara over but if she can't handle it, I mean, technically I don't know what she has in her hand anyway, but I can see what her horror is at currently. So if she were to hold all of it, she would be taking 6 horror, which would be 2, 4, 5, 6. So technically she can survive it, and then take a bunch of physical as well. So yeah, technically it's doable. All right, Rita, I'm just gonna have you. We're gonna go ahead and just move you, like so. I am gonna go ahead and spend 2, and replace the baseball bat with a Derringer, and then I will play the other Derringer. There you go. We got guns out. All right, and then for Mandy. I can investigate this location, put this in my hand. I'm just seeing what I can do. That's all I'm trying to do. It says health. Nothing I can do about the fight. I can go 6 to 5. That's just not good enough. I'm gonna draw a card. Not good enough. Okay. In that case, I'm just going to Pathfind move to here, and then spend my last 2 actions handing over cards. So I'm going to hand over this one. Yeah, and he's peril, so you can't even help each other. And then I'll give him south as well. All right, and that's everything on that. Upkeep. Okay, that's going to trigger my weakness. All right, sweeping kick. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to discard the sweeping kick. Mythos advances. All right. Place clues on each of the Forsaken Towers until they're back to max. Okay. And then same thing as before, reveal and do the stuff. So we have these 2, and they're going to hit me for a total of 3 physical and 6 horror. So 2 horror, 2 horror, 2 horror, and then 3 physical. I'm just going to take all there, and these go back in my hand. Okay? Chaos Incarnate. Hey, Ashanta Nig, I am true chaos. Look not upon my shape, for it is ever-changing. I commanded you to keep reading. Look not upon my face, for it is no face at all. I told you to stop running. Listen not for the truth is a lie. I warned you not to dream. Mine and mine alone. Nobody else can have it. I dared you not to fight. Run then, rabbit, run. There is nothing more. I cherish the chase, nothing, nothing. And this is the last agenda. Okay. Okay. Dreamer's Curse, 5 willpower. This thing can do damage to me. Okay. I'm currently 4 to 5. Yeah, we're 4 to 5, and I can get. This will bring me. Oh, actually, I think I treated Sparrow Mask as a committed card, which is not how it works. I'll spend a Sparrow Mask. We'll go 6 to 5. Okie dokie. I'm going to take the max 3 damage, which will give me an offering back. 3 damage, huh? We'll take 1 on the trench coat, and 2 here. Alright. Here goes nothing. Alright. There are 5 cards on the encounter deck and at least one tower left. One tower card left. Alright. Cannot commit cards to skill test with an odd number of symbols. Got it. Alright. First action, discard this by discarding Midnight Oil. Next, I'm going to spend 2 to do No Stone Unturned, which is just going to grab my weakness. I did not want you. Okay, so we have this guy now. So we've got Crawling Chaos to deal with. I am going to go ahead and evade him. I am 7-3 using a Essence of Dream. Okay, he is now evaded. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend my last action to give the Whispering Chaos over. And that'll be it. Actually, I'll Pathfind move over here. Okay. So, I can do south or west. West is fighting, south is willpower. So, and the willpower one is versus HP. Yeah, printed health. So, let's do it. Alright, we're going to move down, we're going to do it. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay, south. So south card, and we're going to do it with this one. All right. So first things first, Sparrow Mask. That brings us up to 6-5. So we're 6-5, 7-5. Uh, 8-5. No, we'll go 7-5. Yeah, so adding this 6-5, 7. Yeah, we're 7-5 right now. We pass. All right, he goes away. He gets discarded. Last action, I'm going to move, and I'm going to use Track Shoes. So we're going to move here, and then 7-3. Don't believe foot is bad anymore. Good to go. Keep moving. And now we're over here. Alright. Enemy phase. Enemies are exhausted. Upkeep. He unexhaust. Upkeep. Upkeep. Alright. Oh, also Pete Sylvester heals for 1. Mythos. 1 of 5. Draw. Okay. Get encountered with you. That's fine. And okay, we got north. North is the evade check. So it is possible to do it. Or I can do west right now. So for west, I have to do a fight check, which would put us at 3-3 right now. And then I can go 5-3, 6-3, 7-3 using the west card. Yeah, as if it were in your location. So 3-3, 5-3 because it has a wild, 6-3, 7-3. 7-3. Good luck. We pass. All right. Now we advance. So, yeah, like I said, I completely forgot about this action, and that pretty much meant I was just sitting around waiting, hoping that I would draw the encounter cards that I needed. And as you can see, I had to go through pretty much the entire deck. And you could be in a really bad situation where you're constantly drawing Nyarlathotep, but you're not getting the Whispering Chaoses. In which case, you're just like, okay, I'm screwed, because every time the agenda advances, you have to decide whether or not you want to discard them or not. So we go ahead and advance. The true shape. Check the campaign log. If the black cat knows the truth, and investigators possess the silver key. We have the silver key because it got transferred over, but we did not do the black cat knows the truth. So I believe the way you do the black cat knows the truth, there's an option where it doesn't add any tokens to either bag. And that's when it's trying to do things like get a hunch and stuff. I believe you have to pick that option. So since we're not doing that option, we're doing Resolution 1. Resolution 1. The presence taunting your mind retreats into the shadows, and you are left once again with an overwhelming sense of loneliness. The vast halls of the Onyx Castle are evidence of nothing but despair and sorrow. Whatever gods once inhabited this place left long ago. Coming here was indeed folly. You carry Virgil's corpse out into the snowy peaks of Kadath and bury him outside the castle. You still do not understand what the being known as Nyarlathotep wanted with him or with you, but at least now you can leave the Dreamlands behind if that is truly what you wish to do. Record that the dreamers escaped Gnarl's grasp. Get victory. I'm not going to worry about that. We then get 2 mental trauma. And then you have the options, which is you can either wake up, you can remain in the surface of the Dreamlands, or you can venture into the underworld to find your companions. Choose this option if the dreamers know of another path, which we do not. I do know, I did get this spoiled. I know how to get it. It's pretty hard to do because of the that particular scenario. Yeah, we don't know another path. Is that actually no? Oh, sorry. It has to be the. Yeah, I believe it's the dreamers here have to know another path or something like that. Either way, we don't have it, so we can't pick that option. I think I want to wake up at this point. Let's just Resolution 3 this. All right. You startle awake, riveted and dazed by the magnitude of the dream that held your attention for so long, and yet, when you try to recall any of it, you remember very little. It is all haze, like distant memories from decades ago. Just the hint of the dream remains. A black castle, a ship sailing through space, a staircase, a black cat. You remember completing some profound quest, but for the life of you, you cannot remember what it was. Note that the dreamers woke, and if you're doing this as just a 4-parter, you win. Otherwise, you have to go to the other stuff. Yeah, and then the other option is you can choose to stay in the Dreamlands forever, which we're not going to read that. So yeah, oh, why is this not doing anything? Okay, we don't even have room. There we go, woke up. If we're going to get victory, we get victory 8, which is not bad. Also, of course, we get 2 traumas there, which essentially puts Rita at 3 sanity at the start of if we were to carry the investigators over to something else. Anyway, that is it for this side. We got the final for the other team to take care of. I'll give my final thoughts. You know what? I'll give some of my final thoughts now. My biggest issue in a lot of these were the ancient evils with the deck reshufflings, and a lot of time crunch. It's also super linear. I mean, granted, the entire scenarios are always linear, but I mean, like, in the maps themselves tend to be pretty much straight lines in a lot of cases, in which case you don't really have much to do, especially with, like, certain mobility characters or people that want to use things like, you know, open gate and things like that. Going at this blind was pretty messy, to say the least. And some of it can be very frustrating. A lot of the weird mechanics here that you aren't prepared for, like having odd number cost, odd number icons, odd number words in your cards, can just kind of screw you over. There's also certain characters that, I mean, this is not too uncommon. This is not exactly uncommon for some of the scenarios, but there's definitely some characters that get really screwed over with some of the mechanics, like Amanda with that particular location in the previous session we did. Now that I kind of know what to expect now, going at this second time and a third time, I think will go a lot better. For the most part, the tokens are pretty friendly. Obviously, there's a few that are pretty nasty with the -3s and -4s. I definitely felt a lot of time crunch and things like the Dark Side of the Moon and Search of Kadath. And I guess one thing to point out is I was playing as Mandy, and Mandy was really is one of the best characters in the game. And that is part of the reason why we were able to keep up with a lot of the stuff here, simply because Mandy's tempo is really good. I definitely had some bad luck with some of the mulligans, especially for this session. I did not draw my next card was going to be an ally. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I thought I had more allies. 7. Yeah, it looks like I have 7 allies. Or actually, no, I have 8 allies. I have 8 allies in this deck, and I didn't draw any of them, which was a bit unfortunate. But once you get the ball rolling, if you can get something that lets you tutor a lot, it definitely goes pretty well. I still don't mind playing 50 cards. I think it's pretty fun doing it that way. Obviously, the go-to is usually just go 30 cards, in which case you only get one of those what do you call them? Occult evidences. But you get to do all your other stuff a lot faster, which tends to work out a little bit better. I may try to make a 30-card deck with her and see how it looks. But this one was just all about getting all the research cards and just seeing what happens with it. Besides that, Rita went really well. Rita's just a lot of fun to play as. Combinations of like Bewitching, Dirty Fighting, once I got the ace in the hole, it was really helpful getting those 3 extra actions. Having Overzealous kind of sucked, but it was definitely not the worst situation. Mandy's weakness wasn't too bad at all. Obviously, Hoods is always a problem, but thankfully this one, Hoods was pretty mild. This final scenario, like I said, the tempo is just really, really fast, it feels like. And it's really, really luck dependent on whether or not you can get through all these cards. If you can get a lot of clues early on, it tends to even out, but unfortunately I was having some pretty bad luck getting clues, and I was getting hit pretty hard, unfortunately. And that's kind of it. I guess a little bit on the other stuff. Like I said, I didn't like Dark Side of the Moon. It has way too much of a time crunch. Again, it has Ancient Evils, and it has deck reshuffles. At this point, Ancient Evils should literally go to your victory display. It should not be something that goes in discard at this point if they want to do reshuffles this often. And it's not even a situation where it's like, oh, just bring Ward of Protection or Will to Survive or something like that. That's not really a solution, especially in you've seen some of my sessions where I drew like 5 of these things, and you can't regain that tempo. In which case, it's just like, okay, I generally don't like encounter cards that just do something that you can't combat, and unfortunately, Ancient Evils is definitely one of those. Obviously, it's monster spawning. You can at least do something about them, delay them, fight them, whatever. But Ancient Evils is literally like, okay, you lose a bunch of turns, and that's it, and you can't do much about it. And then for the other team, I do like the first scenarios for both sides. They're both really pretty fun and get you a nice chunk of experience to play around with, which I'm not used to. 1,000 Shapes of Horror. I liked everything except the staircase. The staircase was really, really nasty and unnecessarily brutal. It also had Gugs in it, and I don't really know why. I guess my biggest issue, besides a certain encounter card that I drew a bunch of for the stairs, is the fact that no matter how far away the unnameable is, he's on your ass the moment you start that part of the scenario. Point of no return, same issue as Dark Side of the Moon. It has a huge time crunch. That one. It also has a location where you can't use anything except your raw stat or items to investigate, which Amanda doesn't have. So if you're playing a character that relies on committing to actually get your clues and things like that, or play events to get your clues, you better have something that can do it from one space away at least, or else you're kind of screwed at that point. And as far as Weaver of the Cosmos, well, we'll find out that next time. So, I am the Rusty Orr. This was Arkham Horror, the card game, Dream Eaters, Where the Gods Dwell. And for now, we are done with both Mandy and Rita. I'll see you guys next time.